Hello everyone, in today's episode we're going to talk about the 14 harsh lessons that life will deal you. Hello everyone, the greatest teacher in the universe, no matter who your high school or university teacher was, is life. And it will deal with some harsh lessons, because the harshest lessons should be the quickest ones to learn from, because they break you into a new state immediately. So as always, I'm going to begin with a quote on the subject, and that quote is, "Which is the true nightmare? The horrific dream that you have in your sleep, or the dissatisfied reality that awaits you when you awake?" What a powerful quote. I know so many people who live lives of constant dissatisfaction. And what's worse, a nightmare which that isn't real, or the life you wake up to? And really, we can live our true authentic lives if we just listen and pay attention to the lessons that have come into our lives and not distract ourselves with TV, internet and smartphones, and be present. So I know my personal story was the story of reading the Buddha, which really changed everything. Buddha was in a situation where he really was blown away by how many people were dissatisfied, which is where I am now. I just look around and see so many people suffering unnecessarily, which is why I make these videos. Pain is real, suffering is mind-made. We don't have to suffer. He knew that, and he wanted to do something about it. And he went out into the world and he just devoted his life to understanding suffering, and the Dharma, the teachings, came out of that. The things that I learned very harshly in a similar way was, the first one was, you cannot always rely on your friends. People are busy, they have anxieties that you would never even guess in a million years, they have challenges and problems, and they can't always be there for you. And that's a great lesson, because you have to become self-reliant. You don't enable them to look after you, you look after yourself, which then allows you to look after other people. Number two, you have to make time for your passion. If you don't make time for your passion, you will die, and you will have a good super fund, a savings fund, you have a nice car, a nice house, but you will die unhappy. No one's going to make time for your passion other than you. And three, you have to accept challenges. The challenges that come into your life are there to create a better you, not for you to hide. They're not inconvenience, like, oh, I'd rather be watching TV right now. These challenges that come in are there for you to beat and conquer, to become a better version of yourself, to move forward on your path of enlightenment. So those are three ones that were really personal to me, but there's another lot that I would like to share with you right now. So number 4, and I'll start with the quote on this one. "If you're lonely when you're alone, you're in bad company." Understand that ultimately you need to be okay with being alone, and suffering when you're feeling lonely all the time is a teacher to get in touch with your own self. Number 5, lower your expectations. Bruce Lee once said, "I'm not in this world to live up to your expectations, and you're not in the world to live up to mine." I know it sounds crazy, lower your expectations, but all you should expect is the next breath going into your mouth. This concept that people should act a certain way towards us, that there's a certain amount of money we should earn every single year, it's going to happen whether you expect it or not. Do you think that one day your boss is going to say, "Oh, we didn't pay you this week because it doesn't look like you were expecting it"? No. But if they came in and they said, we're going to pay you less, and your expectation was you're going to get paid more, all of a sudden there's conflict and challenge there. It's going to happen whether you expect it or not. And once again, change your expectations for appreciations. 6, life will teach you to prepare for bad times. There are seasons, I love summer. I don't like winter, but winter makes me love summer, because if it was summer all year round, I can guarantee you I wouldn't want to be in that heat. 7, you can't be popular with everyone. Like, people hate Nelson Mandela, for real. People hate the Dalai Lama. People hate the Pope. It doesn't matter who you are. You can't please everyone. You're not supposed to please everyone, because just like, imagine daytime going, I just want to be, got to stay day. Oh, now it's night. Yes, it's day and night. There's duality in everything you say. And if you say people should love each other, there's going to be someone to create duality somewhere in the world that says, no, we shouldn't, because that creates all these problems. Don't try and be popular with everyone. Just be popular with yourself. 8, learn from failure. Like, if you don't learn from failure, the same lesson is going to smack you in the butt very, very quickly. 9, nobody else will praise you. The praise you get from others is just vanity, really. They don't know what's going on in your mind. They don't know how hard it was to get up and out of bed that day. They don't know how easy certain things are for you. You don't need to rely on external praise. 10, toxic company is bad. If you saw a quote yesterday saying, "You never realize how toxic the air is until you breathe in one large, fresh breath of mountain air." And isn't that true? Toxic company around you only becomes apparent when you get out of there and you realize there's people dragging you down, getting you into bad habits. Toxic company, you will always, we need to connect at such a deep level as human beings. We will become like the people around us just to make them happy. 11, money is tight. I understand, life will teach you that money is tight and there's not enough money, but you need to ask yourself, why do you need this money? And when you get to the root of why you need that money, you'll be able to budget much better. 12, invest in kindness. It's not about being kind to someone so they can do something back to you. It's about just being kind and letting the chips fall where they may, because it just makes you happy. And who cares if they don't return your kindness? If you're happy, isn't that the gift in itself? 13, be accountable for your behaviour. What you do has effects, and you'll never learn from the effects if you try and blame external causes. And 14, understand that the root of suffering is wanting things to be easier or different. They're not going to be wishing that this test had 50 questions on it rather than 25, or 100. Doesn't change the fact there's 100 questions. Be present with whatever the universe gives you and deal with it in the moment. Rejecting it and saying, oh, I wish it was 20 degrees hotter, or I wish this person would be kinder, is constant unhappiness being injected into you. These 14 life lessons are really great lessons that once we learn from, we can free ourselves from the bonds of needing to be better than other people or needing more things and just being happy every day. And isn't that what we really want? It's something to think about. I can't wait to see you tomorrow, but until then, goodbye.